Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Thursday the 12th of December. The government won't say how much breaking the contract for building 2 mega ferries is costing the taxpayer. The last government signed a contract with a South Korean shipyard for the rail-enabled ships. Nicola Willis canned that project a year ago, citing climbing costs. Winston Peters is now steering a new project as the new Minister for Rail. But he wouldn't tell Heather Duplessis-Allen the figure that must be paid for calling off the contract.
It's confidential.
Why is it confidential?
For a whole lot of reasons. Do you know anything about commercial practice? That's why it's confidential.
A message pushing for change within fire and emergency to improve bad workplace behaviour. Chief Executive Kerry Gregory's released an end-of-year video saying there's bullying, harassment, sexism and racism in the organisation. He says such conditions can make some people afraid to come to work. United Fire Brigades Association Chair Peter Dunn says people are targeted for a variety of reasons.
Some of it is treating volunteer firefighters, who are the overwhelming majority of firefighters, for instance, as being inferior because they're volunteers.
Detectives investigating an Invercargill woman's death at Lake Hawea after an assault have retrieved items while examining the property. Karen Gayleen White was killed at her property in March. Jamie Cunningham reports.
Police only launched a homicide investigation last month. Detective Senior Sergeant Regan Boucher says they're speaking to a number of people who are assisting with inquiries. He says ECR scientists completed further examinations of areas of interest yesterday, but won't go into detail about what was found.
Optimism, the bird flu outbreak in an Otago farm could be a catalyst for investment in viral surveillance. 200,000 birds are being culled at the mainland poultry-owned farm in Moiraki under strict biosecurity lockdown. Otago University virologist Professor Gemma Geoghegan says infection spread from wild birds is likely to occur again.
So we need to kind of target the areas that we do surveillance. So exactly at these interfaces where domestic animals as well as wildlife are interacting, as well as humans as well.
A positive forecast for New Zealand's food and fibre exports, with expectation they'll reach record levels over the next 2 years. MPI believes it'll reach just under $57 billion by June and over $58 billion the following year. Meat and wool revenues are expected to rise slightly to $11.4 billion as demand strengthens. Agriculture and Forestry Minister Todd McClay told Heather Duplessis-Allen wool's commodity price is starting to increase and there's new users.
The Indian Parliament only has New Zealand woolen carpets everywhere through their buildings, so it shows there's a good role for wool, but there's a lot of work to do because it's been very tough for sheep farmers.
To sport, the Grinch has come early for New Zealand's elite rugby players with news that many must return their sponsored vehicles early next year. Ford have confirmed to the Herald that their 30-year partnership of New Zealand Rugby will end on January 31. FIFA's ratification of Saudi Arabia as host of the 2034 Men's World Cup has brought immediate backlash from human rights groups. And the Storm have confirmed star fullback Ryan Pappenhausen has signed a 1-year extension through until the end of the 2026 NRL season. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.